Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is the Roaming Prepper, and this is an utterly unannounced, unscheduled live as people get notified, which may take a hot minute. I'm going to look through the news and see what foolishness has occurred. Let's see. Mike Tyson punches people on an airplane. This made me so happy today. Let's see what's going on.
On camera.
Awesome. Oh, shit. All righty. Let's share. Hey, Tactical Homestead. What's up? How do I show this now? I'm not using StreamYard. I don't know how to show it. Oh, if I'm not using StreamYard, I can't show your comment. Well, that sucks. I'm streaming live through YouTube today. So, Redleg, what's going on? So, I want to start with something that made me so happy. Seriously, it did make me happy, and I shouldn't be so excited about it. Has anyone seen Prepper Cowboy? Has anyone seen Mike Tyson punch that guy on the airplane? Because that made me so freaking happy. Like I was absolutely gleeful when he punched that dude. So I'm learning something right now. I've normally streamed through StreamYard, and I'm going straight through YouTube right now. And I can't actually share screens here. This sucks. I don't have access to these features. I may need to switch to StreamYard, people, because this is kind of sad. Super disappointing. All right, let me try again. I'm going to move over to the other software because apparently YouTube's direct streaming sucks. Hey, Scott, how's it going? All right, so I'm going to be right back. I'm going to jump over to StreamYard. Actually, while I'm here chatting with all of you, I can set that up. So, folks, I'm hearing different reports that right now we've got anywhere from 11 to 15 food processing facilities have been burned to the ground. One had an airplane hit it, and another one just caught fire. One had a truck catch fire in it. What the hell? Does this bother anyone else? This concerns the shit out of me, guys, because yes, it was epic, Scott. It was super epic. And you know what's funny is a lot of people, so they show the video of the guy like, oh, it's Mike Tyson. And then they show the guy, getting beat up. And they don't show what happened in between. Every clip has cut it out. And so what I wound up doing, I actually found the original clip. And this douche, aside from screwing with like the former heavyweight champion, and look, Mike Tyson is gray and he's not young. He's an old guy. He is not wimpy at all. His freaking fists are like the size of my head, and he typically out in public, he's generally a nice guy. People come up and ask him, "Oh, hey, can we have your signature? Can I take a picture with you and autograph?" And he's real cool about it. But this guy apparently poured water on Mike Tyson. What level of pendejo do you have to be to pour water on Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear. Okay, in a ring where he got suspended shortly thereafter, and he lost the fight. He lost his belt because of that. No, let's pour water on this man's head because that's smart. And then Mike Tyson kicked his ass. I was so happy when he did that. I was like, yes. But yeah, I do think at Prepper Cowboy, absolutely by design. Okay, so asymmetric warfare. A lot of us think of like gray man stuff, right? You dress like a civilian, guerrilla warfare, jungle warfare, stuff like that. Asymmetric warfare can take a lot of, hey, Jeep, what's going on? can take a lot of different forms. People don't realize this. And one of the things we have to pay attention to is what's the trend. So last year, they hit the pipeline. So, all right, let me go back further. They originally were hitting stores like Target. Remember back, and I think Obama was still in office when it started. So, um, yes, they are, Scott. Absolutely. So, hey, Mimi, thanks for joining us. This is completely informal, off schedule. I can't even share freaking articles that I want to. So, we're just going to kind of wing it. And then I might jump over to StreamYard. Um, so, back in the mid 2010s, Obama was still in office and we started getting hacks, right? They were hitting Target. They were hitting credit card companies. They were hitting places like, I don't know, Sephora makeup and Dillard's and, just innocuous shit. Hey, Joe, what's going on? And people, it was a problem. It was an inconvenience. And we were all concerned, right? We're like, well, your credit could get stolen, right? But this was part of a larger plan. To follow me because I'm going somewhere with this. So they started there. Ultimately, hey, Loretta, thanks for joining us. Um, Eventually, they meandered their way into the bigger IT companies. They started going after Tesla, they started going after energy companies, but they couldn't make a lot of headway. So they wound up getting into Cylindra, I believe it was called. That's a software server company. Once they got there, it was like they opened Pandora's box. And then they got into the DOE. They got into part of the DOD. They got into a bunch of government sector. They got into a bunch of energy sector. And what they did was systemically hit targets until they were able to get to an IT company that they could compromise and jump into something more potent. So during the Rona, they knocked out the pipeline. Um, they knocked out a couple of things. But the pipeline was the big one that got everyone's attention. But they had hit a food processing plant. Remember, they hit the Tyson plant and shut it down. They hit some banks, and things slowly escalated. So here we are now, years later, and it actually has been 2 years. Um, as of this last Tuesday, so a couple of days ago, was the second anniversary officially of the official shutdowns of the president when Trump said, "Hey, we're shutting it down. We don't know what we're up against." So, yeah, it's unconventional and it is asymmetrical. Tactical, you're absolutely right. And what we're looking at now is this has been in the books. This has been getting worked on for a hot minute. So here we are. We've had what, 11 processing plants all destroyed at once. Hey, Texas Mama, what's going on? 11 processing, various types of food manufacturing go down. They've already hit energy sector. Now, I'll tell you right now, I've actually been in calls where solar, oil and gas, nuke plants have been put on alert for various threats. And this is recent. So they've systemically gone through it. Joe, what do you got there? I've rigged up an ad hoc sling waiting for sites. Nice. That is not a bad purchase. Was it PSA, by the way? I got to ask because I heard they had stuff on sale. But now we're at that point where they're hitting the food. And think about it. Where do you want your fingers, your tentacles, if you will, if you're going to make a big move and you know a country like the US is going to react and that's a danger to you? You're going to want to screw up the food. You're going to want to screw up comms. You're going to want to screw up fuel. You're going to want to screw up food, right? What are the prepper basics, right? If you had a new prepper show up today, um, what would you tell them? You would tell them, go for food, medical, comms. You kind of see where I'm going? The very things we all preach, these are your five basic things. Start here and then work your way up, is exactly what's been getting hit the last few years. And we're seeing it come to fruition. And it's kind of scary. Poverty pony lower, BCA upper. Oh, that's funny, Joe, because I have a BCM lower and a PSA upper. So I got like the exact upside down version of yours. Um, I actually almost bought another one for my truck, just a little pistol one, just to stick it in that little safe box I have in there. Um, yeah, it's a lot of overlapping threats. And guys, that's scary to me because we know they've already figured out how to get into energy. They figured out how to screw with banks, how to mess with comms. They hacked Sony a few years ago. You all remember that too? So if they got into Sony, which is not a small company with a very substantial IT department, um, a lawnmower gun. I like that. And actually, God, I should have done this on StreamYard. I may need to jump to StreamYard here in a second because I actually had a really good conversation regarding 300 blackout versus 556 and where which one is good and certain ones are not. Hold on a second here. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop this stream and I'm gonna jump over to StreamYard so I can share some of the articles I saw. That plane crash in Covington, Georgia is also played from a lot of TV shows and movie. Wolf Girl, that's interesting. Hey, Caribbean House, welcome, welcome. Lady Casca. Yeah, it does. Well, again, keep in mind we have three separate grids. We have Eastern Interconnect, the Western Interconnect, and ERCOT, or the Texas. Um, because they're kind of modular, actually, that's not a bad thing because it makes it really hard to take the whole thing down at once. But what you wind up with is if they can't hit that, they're going to hit something that feeds the interconnect. And again, that's where the colonial pipeline comes into effect. You take out pipelines, how's the energy going to get to the power plant in the first place? You know, taking Texas off grid is all fun and dandy, but if you take the western part of the US off grid, basically Chicago to the west, and you knock all those states offline, and Texas is by itself, well, Texas will hold its own, but they can't, you know, help the whole western part of the country. So really interesting. And the fact that a plane crashed into it, I mean, what the heck? Take down the legs like a Star Wars, like in Star Wars. Yeah, absolutely. Um, again, you don't have to hit big, big, big targets, right? You have to take out fuel. You have to disrupt comms. Okay, imagine knocking out all the street lights in New York City. Power's up, but all of them are blinking now. You know, they're all timed, they're all screwed up. Just there goes and that's it. You don't have to EMP a country. You don't have to knock, knock vehicles offline or nuke anyone or burn them down. No, you have 10 million people in New York City plus commuters. What, you got 15 on a given Tuesday morning, 15 million people running in and out of Manhattan and New York, and just put them in the dark. Hell, just take out their damn traffic lights and then sit back and watch the shit show. So these attacks on, I heard California people are hooking up their electric cars to. Seriously, they're hooking up electric cars to a gas generator. That's the biggest pendejada. Um, what's funny is we had during the Texas freeze, we had the windmills got locked up, and they were pouring diesel on the windmills to loosen them. And then one caught fire, which was kinda epic. I got to drive by it, I didn't get a picture, but it was all burned down and shit. It was pretty funny. Um, they hit another distribution center. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna jump over to StreamYard, so bear with me about 2 minutes. I'm gonna end the stream, jump over there, and we'll continue this conversation because you guys got some good chats, but I can't share them with the YouTube live. So I'm gonna go back to StreamYard and do that. So, hey, Annie Oakley. I'll be right back, guys. Give me about 60 seconds and we're gonna jump over.